Have you ever found yourself wide awake in the middle of the night, staring at the ceiling, because your bladder has decided it's time for a little midnight stroll to the bathroom? You drift off, finally comfortable, only to be roused an hour or two later by that insistent urge. Then, once you've made the trip, settling back down feels impossible. The mind starts to race, the body feels restless, and before you know it, you're exhausted the next morning, feeling as if you haven't slept a wink. It's a painful reality for so many of us as we get a little older. Isn't it that constant interruption not only steals our precious sleep, but it can leave us feeling groggy, irritable, and less vibrant throughout the day? It chips away at our energy, our mood, and even our focus. We often just accept it as an inevitable part of aging, something we simply have to live with. But what if I told you that doesn't have to be the case? What if there's a simpler, more powerful secret to reclaiming your nights and waking up refreshed? It's not about magic pills or complicated procedures. It's about understanding and gently adjusting some everyday habits that might be unknowingly contributing to your nightly bathroom visits. In this video, we're going to uncover 6 surprisingly simple habits that, when adjusted, can dramatically reduce or even eliminate the need to wake up and pee at night. We'll look at practical, easy-to-implement changes that can make a world of difference to your sleep quality and overall well-being. And trust me, stay until the very end, because I've got one surprising tip that just might change everything for you. Let's dive right in with the first habit, and it's all about when you enjoy your drinks. We all know how important it is to stay hydrated throughout the day, especially as we age. Water is life. It keeps our joints moving, our minds clear, and our bodies functioning smoothly. But when you consume those fluids can be just as crucial as how much you drink. Think about it if you're sipping on a large glass of water or your favorite beverage right before you tuck yourself into bed. You're essentially giving your kidneys a last-minute job to do. Your kidneys are amazing filters, constantly working to process liquids and remove waste. And that process takes time. If you flood your system just as you're trying to wind down for the night, it's inevitable that your bladder will fill up while you're asleep, prompting those unwanted awakenings. So, the simple, actionable step here is to create a hydration cutoff time. Aim to stop drinking significant amounts of fluid, especially plain water, about 2 to 3 hours before your usual bedtime. This gives your body ample time to process the liquids you've consumed earlier in the day and empty your bladder effectively before you even lie down. For example, if you typically go to bed around 10 p.m., try to finish your last big drink by 7 p.m. or 7:30 p.m. at the absolute latest. Now, this doesn't mean you should dehydrate yourself during the day. Quite the opposite. Make sure you're getting plenty of fluids in the morning and afternoon. Sip regularly. Keep a water bottle handy. And make hydration a priority from the moment you wake up until mid-evening. This way, your body gets all the hydration it needs without creating a sudden rush of liquid to process right before bed. You might find it helpful to front-load your fluid intake, having larger glasses of water in the morning and early afternoon, and then gradually tapering down as the evening approaches. A small sip to take medication is perfectly fine, of course, but try to avoid those big gulps or a full glass of water as a nighttime routine. This simple adjustment often makes a surprising difference, giving your bladder a chance to rest and allowing you to enjoy longer, uninterrupted stretches of sleep. Now that we've talked about when to drink, let's explore something equally important: what you drink, especially in the evening. This brings us to our second key habit, being mindful of evening diuretics. You see, not all liquids are created equal when it comes to their impact on your bladder. Some beverages act as diuretics, meaning they encourage your kidneys to produce more urine, making you feel the urge to go more frequently. The biggest culprits here are caffeine and alcohol. We all love a good cup of tea or coffee, and many of us enjoy a glass of wine or a beer to unwind in the evening. And there's certainly nothing wrong with enjoying these things in moderation. However, if you're consistently waking up to use the bathroom at night, taking a closer look at your intake of these particular beverages, especially in the latter part of the day, could be a game changer. Caffeine, found in coffee, black tea, green tea, and even some sodas and chocolate, is a well-known stimulant. It perks you up, which is great in the morning, but it also tells your kidneys to get to work and flush out more fluid. If you're having an afternoon coffee or a strong cup of black tea with your evening meal, that caffeine can still be circulating in your system hours later, actively stimulating your bladder throughout the night. The same goes for alcohol. While a glass of wine might initially make you feel sleepy, alcohol is also a powerful diuretic. It not only increases urine production, but can also irritate the bladder, leading to a stronger urge to urinate. Plus, it disrupts your sleep architecture, meaning even if you do fall asleep, it's often a lighter, less restorative sleep, making you more prone to waking up. The actionable step here is to limit or completely avoid caffeinated and alcoholic beverages in the late afternoon and evening. If you enjoy a hot drink before bed, consider switching to a decaffeinated herbal tea, like chamomile or peppermint, which can actually promote relaxation rather than stimulating your bladder. If you love your glass of wine with dinner, try to have it earlier in the evening, perhaps with an earlier dinner, giving your body more time to process it before you head to bed. Or consider cutting back to just one small glass, or even swapping it for sparkling water with a slice of lemon. These seemingly small changes can significantly reduce the amount of extra fluid your kidneys are processing at night and calm an irritated bladder, paving the way for longer, more peaceful stretches of sleep. You might be surprised at the difference just tweaking these two hydration habits can make. Now that we've talked about what and when to drink, let's explore something equally important: what you eat. Now that we've discussed when and what you drink, let's turn our attention to what you choose to eat, especially in the evening. This brings us to our third habit: rethinking your evening meal choices. You might be surprised to learn that certain foods can also contribute to nighttime urination, either by irritating your bladder directly or by causing your body to retain more fluid, which then needs to be processed later. Think about those spicy curries, tangy tomato sauces, citrus fruits, and even some artificial sweeteners for many people. These can act as bladder irritants, making your bladder feel more active and sending signals to your brain that it's time to go, even when it's not completely full. It's a bit like having an itchy feeling that won't go away. Then there's the issue of sodium, or salt. If your evening meal is high in salt, perhaps you've had a takeaway, some processed foods, or even just heavily seasoned dishes. Your body will naturally try to balance that sodium intake by holding on to more water. This fluid retention can then lead to increased urine production throughout the night as your body works to excrete the excess salt and fluid. The actionable step here is to opt for lighter, less irritating, and lower sodium meals in the evening, especially as you get closer to bedtime. Instead of a large, heavy meal, consider a lean protein with plenty of steamed or lightly roasted vegetables. Think chicken breast with green beans, or a piece of baked fish with a side salad. Avoid highly processed foods, which are often hidden sources of sodium and other bladder irritants. If you love a bit of spice, try to enjoy those dishes earlier in the day, or simply reduce the amount you use in your evening cooking. Paying attention to these food choices can significantly reduce bladder irritation and prevent unnecessary fluid shifts in your body overnight, contributing to a much more restful night's sleep. Moving on to our fourth habit, and this is one that many people, especially men, often overlook, yet it's incredibly powerful for bladder control: strengthening your pelvic floor. When we talk about pelvic floor exercises, often called Kegels, many immediately think of women, perhaps after childbirth. But the truth is, a strong pelvic floor is crucial for both men and women when it comes to bladder control. Especially as we age, your pelvic floor muscles are like a hammock supporting your bladder, bowel, and in women, the uterus. They help control the flow of urine by contracting around the urethra, the tube that carries urine out of the body. If these muscles are weak, it's harder to hold urine in, leading to urges that feel more intense and a greater likelihood of leakage or needing to rush to the bathroom, including in the middle of the night. The great news is that you can strengthen these muscles with simple, discrete exercises that you can do anywhere, anytime. The key is to find the right muscles first. Imagine you are trying to stop the flow of urine midstream, or trying to stop yourself from passing gas. The muscles you tighten are your pelvic floor muscles. They lift and squeeze. When you've identified them, the actionable step is to incorporate regular Kegel exercises into your daily routine. Start by squeezing and lifting those muscles, holding for a count of 3 to 5 seconds. Then relax completely for the same count. Aim for sets of 10 repetitions, 3 times a day. You can do them while sitting, standing, or lying down. It might feel a little awkward at first, but with consistent practice, you'll notice a significant improvement in your bladder control and the ability to hold on longer, meaning fewer urgent trips to the bathroom at night. Just remember not to hold your breath or tighten your stomach, buttocks, or thigh muscles while doing them. Focus purely on the pelvic floor. Now, for our 5th habit. And this one often comes as a pleasant surprise to people because it's so simple and effective, elevating your legs before bed. This tip is especially helpful for those who experience swelling in their lower legs and ankles during the day. A common issue known as peripheral edema, which can become more noticeable as we age. Throughout the day, gravity pulls fluid downwards, causing it to accumulate in your feet and ankles when you lie down at night. This accumulated fluid, which has been sitting in your lower limbs, gradually makes its way back into your bloodstream. Your kidneys then filter this extra fluid, turning it into urine. The result: your bladder fills up faster than usual while you're trying to sleep, leading to those frequent nighttime awakenings. The actionable step here is wonderfully straightforward. Elevate your legs for about 30 to 60 minutes before you go to bed. You can do this by lying on your sofa with your feet propped up on a stack of pillows, or even by simply sitting in a recliner with your legs elevated. The idea is to use gravity to your advantage before you even get into bed. By elevating your legs, you encourage that excess fluid to re-enter your circulation and be processed by your kidneys earlier in the evening, rather than when you're deeply asleep. This gives your body a head start on flushing out that fluid, meaning there will be less of it to process once you're in bed, which in turn reduces the volume of urine your bladder needs to hold overnight. It's a simple, comfortable, and remarkably effective way to reduce the need for nighttime urination, allowing you to enjoy longer, uninterrupted periods of sleep. Many people find this tip makes an immediate and noticeable difference. We've covered quite a bit, from what you drink and eat to simple physical adjustments like strengthening vital muscles and giving your legs a little lift. But there's one more piece to this puzzle that many people completely overlook. And it's surprisingly effective because it gets to the heart of the matter. We've explored several powerful habits, from being smart about when and what you drink, to making wiser choices with your evening meals, and even strengthening those crucial pelvic floor muscles and giving your legs a little lift before bed. Each of these steps can make a real difference in reducing those disruptive nightly bathroom trips. But here's the 6th habit, and it's truly the most important one because it goes beyond lifestyle adjustments, addressing any underlying medical conditions and reviewing your medications. You see, while habits certainly play a huge role, sometimes frequent nighttime urination, known medically as nocturia, isn't just about what you're doing or not doing. It can be a symptom of an underlying medical condition that needs attention, or even a side effect of medications you're already taking. This is the surprising tip I mentioned earlier, because it often requires a conversation with a healthcare professional, and it can be the missing piece of the puzzle. For example, conditions like diabetes, both type 1 and type 2, can lead to increased urine production, especially if blood sugar levels aren't well controlled. Your kidneys work overtime to filter out excess glucose, which means more fluid is drawn out of your body, leading to more trips to the bathroom. Similarly, urinary tract infections, even mild ones, can irritate the bladder and cause a constant urge to urinate. For men, an enlarged prostate, a common condition as we age, can press on the urethra, making it difficult to fully empty the bladder and leading to frequent trips, particularly at night. Overactive bladder syndrome is another possibility, where the bladder muscles contract involuntarily, causing a sudden and strong urge to urinate. Beyond specific conditions, many common medications can also contribute to nighttime urination. Diuretics, often prescribed for high blood pressure or heart failure, are designed to help your body get rid of excess fluid. And, if taken too late in the day, they will certainly keep your kidneys busy all night. Even some blood pressure medications, certain antidepressants, and sedatives can have an impact. The actionable step here is to have an open and honest conversation with your doctor. Don't just accept frequent nighttime urination as an inevitable part of aging. Explain your symptoms clearly and ask if there could be an underlying medical cause or if any of your current medications might be contributing. Your doctor might suggest simple tests, like a urine analysis or blood sugar check, or review your current medication schedule. Sometimes, just adjusting the timing of a diuretic, for instance, from evening to morning, can make a monumental difference. Or, if an underlying condition is identified, treating that condition directly will often alleviate the nighttime urination as a welcome side effect. This isn't about self-diagnosing, of course, but about empowering yourself with information and taking that crucial step to consult a professional. It's about being proactive in understanding your body and working with your doctor to find the best solutions. It's often the most overlooked solution, but potentially the most impactful for truly reclaiming your nights. So, we've walked through 6 powerful habits that can truly transform your nights. We've talked about being mindful of when and what you drink, making smarter choices with your evening meals, strengthening those vital pelvic floor muscles, giving your legs a little lift to shift fluids earlier, and crucially, having that important conversation with your doctor about any underlying conditions or medications. Remember, this isn't about perfection overnight. It's about taking small, consistent steps. Choose 1 or 2 of these habits that resonate most with you and try them out. Give them a chance to work their magic. You might be surprised at how quickly you start to see a positive change in your sleep quality and overall energy. Your body is amazing. And with a little understanding and a few gentle adjustments, it can certainly help you achieve those long, uninterrupted nights of restful sleep you deserve. Have you tried any of these strategies before? Or perhaps you have a tip of your own that has worked wonders for you. We'd absolutely love to hear from you. Share your experiences, your successes, or even your questions in the comments section below. Your insights could be incredibly helpful and inspiring to someone else watching this right now. Someone who's also looking for a solution to their nighttime awakenings. If this video gave you some helpful ideas or resonated with you in any way, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps us reach more people who could benefit from this information and encourages us to create more content, just like this. And if you want more practical, common sense advice to help you live your best life at every age, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on our future videos. Here's to many more nights of uninterrupted, blissful sleep. You deserve it. Live your best life every single day.